So here we go. Wait a minute, I gotta admit one more mom or dad. I'm not sure what it is. Is that Marion Schneeklopp up in the corner?
It is.
Marion, how in the heck are ya?
I am good.
I heard your competition was fabulous.
It went well.
Good. Hats off. Hats off. Okay. So one more welcome to everyone, and we're just going to dive right in. So as you all know, our new home is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We are going to be utilizing the Augustana University for dorms and the Shields Iceplex for our on-ice sessions. The beauty about the Shields Iceplex, at least from my perspective, is that it is a 3-sheet facility. So during the week of camp, there are going to be portions of the day when we will be utilizing 2 sheets of ice. So all of the kids will be skating at the same time, only on different sheets of ice. So it means more ice time. For those of you that have attended camp previously, it's been a jigsaw puzzle, getting everyone as much ice as possible when you only have 1 sheet. That's kind of tough. So we are going to start this out with a little video. And this video is going to show you the facilities on the Augustana University, and we are going to see some of the dorm rooms. So Dawn, take it away.
The Morrison Commons, home to the Huddle with Starbucks Coffee, Subconnection, and Viking Grill, and the Ordell Dining Hall. There are plenty of spots to hang out with friends or do some quick reading before class in this space. This building also hosts evening and weekend activities like movie nights, concerts, and Zumba dance classes. You'll also find offices for our Student Senate, Campus Life Team, and Student Success Center here. I definitely recommend checking out the Augustana swag in the bookstore. A core value of Augustana is community. Community is at the heart of everything that happens in this building. If you're looking for a place to meet friends, you've arrived.
So as you can see, the Viking Grill and that Starbucks area, that is in the dining hall building. So make sure you load up those prepaid Visa cards because you know they're going to be at Starbucks in the morning. So, and the dining hall is huge. All the dietary restrictions and needs will be met. So as I'm talking about the dorms, Dawn is going to pull up a few more pictures. So the difference this year and in past years is that there will only be 2 campers per room. All right. So in the past, there's always been 4. Now this picture right here, Dawn, I don't know if you could put your cursor on the building where we'll be, but that is our building where the kids will stay. And then the building with the next building, that's the dining hall. So they're just going to walk down the pathway to the dining hall. Could everyone please mute themselves so that we don't have any background noise? Thanks. So each of the dorm rooms has a mini fridge and a microwave. There I am visiting Augustana. And you can see the cabinets to hang their clothes. You can see the drawers to put their clothes in. And so then there is a small lounge on each floor where they can gather and play pool, ping pong, what have you. The same goes for the dorms in Sioux Falls as in Breezy, where the linens are not available. So bedding will need to be provided, pillows, towels, etc. That will need to be provided by parent. So the back alley, maybe you saw that really quick in the video. So what that is it was a bowling alley that they redid into an area where we can have movie night. So they can sit there and we'll have movie night. Right now they've got a big disco ball and it looks like a DJ station when we were there. So we can have a dance night. So it'll be a lot of fun for the kids. All right. So on Sunday, the 25th, the check-in will start at 3 p.m. Okay, and the check-out will be at 9 a.m. So what will happen on Friday is we'll get all the kids up, get breakfast, get them packed up. Then we'll load the bus, and then we will go over to the rink. So the other thing that's new this year, and it's not going to affect the outlying area skaters, but it will affect the Twin Cities skaters, is that we're providing round trip transportation from the Twin Cities to Sioux Falls. So we're going to pick out an arena, and I'm just going to throw one out. I'm just going to say Braemar Arena, and we'll load the buses there. You'll say goodbye to your skater. There'll be counselors on the bus, and the bus will drive them up, and we'll get them all settled and then drive them back. The cost for the round trip bus ticket is only $70. And that $70 is going to be whether you use one way or two ways. It's totally up to the parent. Commuter, if you are going to be a commuter camper this year, this does not include the activities. However, you are welcome to join out of any of the outings, but the parent will need to drive them, and then we will make sure that they get a ticket to wherever we're going. And the reason for this is as follows. The kids, it's going to be a lot different than the previous year's schedule. So once the kids get up in the morning, have their breakfast, load the bus, they all go to the rink. So everyone is at the rink at the same time and stays there all day. They will do all of their training and then load the bus at about 4:30 to go back to the dorm to eat dinner. And then all the activities will be in the evening. So it's just going to save on all. I just don't want to be on the road. The less I can be on the road with those kids shuttling back and forth, the better. So that is how the schedule is going to play out. Okay, so I am going to, Dawn, if you could stop sharing your screen, I am going to share my screen, and we're going to go over the registration form. The registration form this year is going to be through Sports Engine. Okay, and so if you don't have a Sports Engine account, you will have to create one. So what we want to do is we want to go over the key parts. Okay, so can everybody see that? You should see it says Sports Engine. All right, so I am going to go to the skater and coach information first. So what's going to be very key to fill out correctly is the first question, which is during the competitive season, September 2022 to March 2023, what was the level of competition? If you're ISI, you please indicate that. I was ISI Silver, I was ISI Freestyle 5, whatever it is. If you're US, please indicate what you were. Okay, that's going to help us. New this year is we're asking you what rink or club you currently skate at, which that's an easy question. The next section for us is really key, and this is where some parents have kind of not either filled it out correctly, or they've just kind of just quick hit buttons, and this is why skaters get into the wrong group. So this jump mastery level is really important. You're going to need to answer each question. So everybody that comes to camp is going to be able to do a waltz jump. So you'll answer yes to a waltz jump, and you'll move on to the next jumps, because there isn't a double, triple, or quad waltz jump. There is just a waltz jump. So when we go to the Salchow, you're going to say, yes, my skater can do a Salchow. And then you're going to answer the question, can they do a single? Can they do a double? Or can they do a triple? Now, if the skater is landing the jump 9 times out of 10, that constitutes a double. If they can land it 9 times out of 10, then I want you to click that. Okay. Now, so you'll answer the question for each one of the jumps all the way through axel. Okay. Now, question is going to be, and if you have a question, you can hold it until the end or you can type it in the chat. The question is going to be, okay, I'm filling out this registration in February, and by the time camp comes, my skater has accomplished X, Y, and Z. I love your dog, Sam. My skater has landed X, Y, and Z. So please send an email immediately so that we can rectify any errors before we get to camp. Don't wait until you get to camp and say, oh, by the way, my child is now landing a triple toe loop. Well, okay. So that obviously they would need to be in that highest group. So this part of the form is very, very important. If you are in doubt, ask your coach. Please ask your coach. Okay, so then that brings me to the next part, the coach's statement. Please fill this in correctly with your coach's name, phone number, and email in case we need to contact them. Okay, because if somebody's right on the cusp of maybe being in one group or the other, we want to make sure that the skater is going to get the most out of camp. Okay, I'm going to move on to registration options. So from when registration opens up, which is going to be on February 1st at 12:01 a.m. I don't expect that you guys are going to be waiting at 12:01 a.m. to get in there and register, but that's when it opens up. If you go to the website right now and you click on the registration link, you're going to get a little message that tells you when it opens up. So all of the registrations are time-stamped, and we're going to get into the private lesson part of this. So right now, the early bird pricing is good until through February 15th. So on February 16th, the price will go up. So currently a resident is $1,300, so that will go to $1,400 after February 16th. And then a commuter is $1,100, and that will jump to $1,200. Now, the private lesson section of this is pretty self-explanatory this year. I don't think we're going to have any issues. Last year it was kind of a cluster because there was two separate camp registrations. But you're going to either sign up for the gold, silver, bronze, or pewter, and it's spelled out right there what each package gives you. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the coaches. So the guest coaches are listed, and also the dates that they are there, because not all of the guest coaches are all there at the same time. So Kim Ryan Lewis and Philip Mills will be there on the 28th and the 29th. Polina Edmonds is there on the 26th and the 27th. And then Rodrigo is there for the whole week. We convinced him to stay the whole week, which is going to be great for the kids that want those pole harness lessons. So what you can only click one. All right. So I'm going to give you just briefly what their specialty areas are, and then you can read about them on the website. Their bios are on the website. So Kim Ryan Lewis specialty is spins. She is the spin queen. Philip Mills is choreography and style. Polina Edmonds is a great technician for jumps and spins. And then of course, our good friend Rodrigo is pole harness. All right, so if you want to email us a second or third choice, feel free to do that. And I'm gonna let Dawn talk about that, about how we schedule the lessons, because I think some parents aren't understanding it's a big job to schedule all those lessons. But before I let her talk, then you've got the camp staff below, which is going to be Tasia Hillstead and Rosie and myself. So that will be camp staff. And then the last question on this page is about if you want the round trip transportation from the Twin Cities. So Dawn, do you want to explain a little bit about when you, how you do that with the lessons?
I sure can. Okay, so I'm not on my work computer because my work computer wasn't working last night. So, but how it works is when the registrations come in, there's a timestamp and it tells me on there when each one came in. Then Barb and I go through and we put them into their groups. So all the skaters will be divided into the 4 groups. Then I take those and I put them on a spreadsheet and I say, okay, in group 1, this person's timestamp was the first registration for that group. So that person gets their first choice of the coach that they picked. Then I go down the line. Most of the time, I am able to accommodate the request for the coach because of the different days of the coaches. Again, if everybody, like the year we had Gracie Gold, if everybody wants the same coach, then I have to go, okay, this person didn't get their first choice. I have to look and see if they sent an email with their second and third choice. And it just goes down from there. So, and then Barb mentioned this last night, but if there is extra lessons with our guest coaches, we will send those out by email and it'll be on a first come, first serve basis if we have any holes to fill, and those will be an extra charge, whatever their rate is. But it's really a matter of it's first come, first serve per group. So it's very possible that somebody in group 4 might have registered 25 people down the list, but they're still going to get their first choice if they were the first person in that group.
Correct.
You know, I can't, and you might have been the 5th registration. Well, let's see, there'd be 3, 6. So let's say you wanted Polima. I only have 6 lessons per group to give of hers because they're 20-minute lessons per freestyle per day. And if you were the 7th person that registered and you wanted her and you were all in the same group, I might not be able to give you that one. And it's just, we have to do it by timestamps.
Right. And the other thing that's going to help us out this year is, like I mentioned in the beginning, there are going to be certain points during the day when we're going to be skating on 2 sheets of ice. And to get everyone's request in, we could use that. I mean, we are now tweaking the schedule. We've got a lot of fun new things that we are planning, and you'll be hearing about those shortly. The other thing we're doing this year with the registration is we do have a payment plan, and this is optional. You have the option of paying in full, or when you get to the end of the registration, you can put $500 down with your registration, and then the balance is due on April 1st. So we did put in that option for people that wanted to do that.
I have a question, Barb.
Yes.
So we just said that timestamp determines when they get their choices. Is that going to be when they pay full payment or a deposit?
Nope.
Okay,
It's
so
the same for everyone.
and last night people were asking about if there was any penalties or anything like that. But something to consider is that when your payment is in full is what your timestamp will be. So if you do take the deferred payment, your registration isn't going to be timestamped.
No,
Okay.
that's wrong. So when they register,
Okay.
it doesn't matter if they've got the payment plan or not, because the payment plan is an option at the end. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Their timestamp. So I'm just going to, because I see Sam and Marion are on the screen. So let's say Sam's first and she takes the payment plan. She's still first. And then Marion is second and she didn't take the payment plan. She's still second. Yeah. So that's how it goes, because Sports Engine, they will take the payment. The payment comes right out of whatever credit card you put in. It comes out of that credit card on April 1st. Yeah. So that's how that's going to work. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things that we're going to be doing offsite. This is a whole different ball game for me now. It's like what was like water off a duck's back at Breezy, right? I knew the place like the back of my hand. So I'm reaching out to all of my counterparts there, and they're showing me the ropes of Sioux Falls, but we found a lot of really fun things for them to do. There's a Thunder Road, which has got the go-karts and all kinds of other really fun things. We're going to go to the Midco indoor water park thing that they have there. So we've got a lot of things happen. One of the other new things we're doing this year is the Ice Factor Challenge, which will be on Thursday evening. It's going to be in Terp, and I know, Crystal, that Eva is probably sad about that, but it's going to be really fun this year because we are doing themed. We're going to do a themed in Terp, and it's going to be Oscar/red carpet glam. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to know that, so they can get their outfit or their costume ready for that. And we're going to have props, and the props are optional, or if they want to bring a prop themselves to add to their performance. So I think it's going to be really, really fun this year. So we wanted to just switch it up just a little bit. And then on Friday, we will still do our performance, and the performance will probably be around 11:30, something like that, because we want the bus to head back to the Twin Cities about 1:30. Every day, the skaters will have lunch at the rink. So like I said, once they're at the rink, they're there until the end of the day, and then they go back. So all of the lunches will be catered in. If your skater does have dietary restrictions, we still need to know that, and that is on your form. So I can show you that. I can show you that on the form here. That is under emergency and medical contact. Can you see that? Okay, the emergency and the medical contact, that's where you're going to put anything with anything that has to do with eating. But for those of you that are on there, and we'll be sending out emails, is that I would really like you to email us, because you can be more specific in an email. I know that nowadays kids really do have some funky things that they can or cannot eat. So we want to make sure that everyone has enough to eat during the day. So some of the things that we're going to do is Jimmy John's, Panera, Hy-Vee, we'll have it all catered in right to the rink for our lunches. We are going to be, the Sioux Falls Figure Skating Club has graciously allowed us to use their harness and their their off-ice harness that you practice rotations. There is a name for that. It's called the vestibular training harness. And so we are going to be able to be using that. And we have a instructor that is going to be working with each of the kids. So each of them will have a turn on working on the harness. So I am going to open it up for questions. Any and all questions are welcome. One of the things I'd like to back up that I did forget. For those of you that are going to be having your skater stay at the dorm, last night we had a question about the safety or the security on the campus. One of the parents asked, will there be students on campus in the summer? So I checked in with the campus today, and there are very few students that are on site in the summer. Mostly those that are in the nursing field that they're from Sanford. So there is not a lot. There will not be any college students in the dorm that we are in. It is just the skaters. that will be in that dorm. And the security, the police security, we've checked that out. They're very excited that we are coming there. And the plan is that not this year, but in 2024, they will have a brand new rink. The rink is being built because they're getting a D1 hockey team. And they'll start this fall, hockey season coming up. And so the kids will be able to walk right straight across the campus to the rink. And for those of you that are from the Twin Cities and know what Ritter Arena looks like, which is on the University of Minnesota campus, it's going to be just like that rink. It's going to be beautiful. So there'll be a brand new rink there. And we will have the ability to take the kids in the evening to run off more steam so that they sleep at night. The weight room is there, the basketball courts, the volleyball courts. We can use all of that. And it's just a short walk across the campus. And the campus is beautiful. It's in a residential area. And I'm sure those of you that are from the South Dakota area probably have even visited this campus. I'm not sure. So, okay, so questions. You can either unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat.
Barb, I have a question about the harness that somebody messaged. I don't know much about the harness, but the question is that do all skaters, even if they're a little bit lower level, would they benefit from using the harness, or is that for jumps?
So the vestibular harness is a harness that is used off ice, and it teaches the skater about rotation. So they are put into the harness and they are lifted off the floor, and then they start, it's like they're spinning. So they're getting their feet and their arm positions. So it teaches them about rotation. So absolutely the lower level skaters would benefit from that. As far as the harness on the ice, that is for when they are starting to do rotation, single rotation jumps. So yes, if they're starting their single rotation jumps, that would absolutely help.
So Barb, how much actual ice time will they get during the day?
Okay, so they each get a freestyle, and then they're on the ice for power. I would say last year they were on the ice maybe 2.5 to 3 hours a day. But this year there might be a little more, Marion, because of the, being able to utilize 2 sheets of ice.
Right.
Yeah. So you got
my daughter actually went to Augie.
Oh, really?
Gretchen went to Augustana for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That new rink is going to be fabulous.
And then is there a family discount for more than one skater per family?
There is not.
Okay, because I have 3 granddaughters that want to go.
Oh my goodness. Are they going to be commuters or residents?
No, they'll be commuters. They live 20 minutes from Sioux Falls.
Right. Yeah, we do not have a discount for more than one in a family.
Okay, because the twins are 16. They're both in freestyle 4. One is closer to an axle than the other.
Okay.
And then the little sister's competing at freestyle 1.
Freestyle 1. Okay. So they would be in opposite groups. Yeah, I can talk to you offline about that. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? I
And
know.
why is commuter only $200 less? To me, it seems like it should be less. I mean, more than that.
Well, because you've got to realize that you've got your coaches, they're on the ice just as much. They're only getting 1 meal, not 2.
Right, but they're not staying in the dorm either.
No.
Right. So I thought it would have been a bigger difference.
Well,
for a commuter.
the ice in Sioux Falls is higher than in Breezy Point.
Yeah, I have a grandson that skates at Shields
Yeah.
for hockey. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're working with us because we're buying, X amount of hours, but it's a little more expensive in Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that we've got a lot of people that know the drill, but, no other question?
So if they're not on the ice, what are they doing?
So, so they rotate, they do yoga, they do off-ice conditioning, ballet. I'm working with the university to get someone from the theater department to come over and work with them on facial expressions, presentation. So they are kept busy, Marion. There is no downtime.
It won't be
Not-
too much for the 11-year-old?
No. She's gonna be tired.
Yeah,
Don't forget off ice spins class with Kim.
Oh, yes, yeah, off-ice spin class with, it's, every day is different because of the coaches that are there.
okay.
And then we're also, we're across the parking lot, from the rink is a place called Power and Grace.
Yep.
And that is a gymnastics training center. And we are either going to be using their space and their instructor, or just using their space and providing our own instructor. So they, I mean, you can't skate 8 hours a day, and you can't be off ice training 8 hours a day. So they rotate. Okay. They rotate on and off the ice, and there's power sessions and edge classes and jump technique. So they are kept very, very busy. If you'd like, Marion, I can send you a sample daily schedule from last year.
I think I did see that, but
Okay.
it was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, well, you gotta follow, you gotta just look at one group and then,
Right.
yeah, don't look at the whole sheet. You gotta just look at one group.
So for commuters, what time would they have to be at the rink?
So, once we build our schedule, and I'm just gonna
Okay.
say hypothetically, let's say the day is gonna start at 8:30. Okay.
Okay,
Commuters would need to be at the rink by 8:15.
okay,
And then we would let you know what time to pick them up. And if they wanted to go to the activities in the evening.
well, the twins have their license, so they'll
Okay.
drive.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Any other questions?
Hi, Barb.
Wendy?
I have Elle who's we're from Sioux Falls, and we're excited to have you here, and it's going to be wonderful, and Augie is beautiful, and it's just yay, yay, yay. If we do, I assume she's going to go. If she stays at home, will she be missing out on anything by not staying in the dorms?
Well, at the dorms, okay, you've got to realize that, we've got 60 to 70 kids in the dorm, and we don't want them just sitting in their rooms. So, every night we do something, like we do the crazy pajama contest. We'll do the movie night. So yeah, is there fun going on at the dorm? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we need to keep them busy and active. This year, it'll be not as much of that, because after dinner, they're going to go to their activity, and then they'll come home and we'll maybe do one thing, and then it'll be time to go to bed.
And if she would do the commuter and partake in all the activities, because she is a social butterfly, do you provide the transportation to the activities, or would we need to bring her to and from?
The parent would need to bring her to and from.
Okay, thank you very
Wendy,
much.
I'm just gonna tell you, so my kids were commuters before we were counselors and residents. And for the $200 difference, I would seriously consider doing a resident. There's
Okay.
you just get the more experience of the dorm activities, and you get to do all the camaraderie with your group at night. My personal opinion. I did it both ways. Yeah.
And can we as parents sneak in and say hi or peek in and watch every once in a while?
We had that question last night too. And so I checked in with the university, and just so that the dorms are very secure, so we would need to you would need to let us know when you're coming. And then we would have to let you in. And absolutely, since we're the only ones in the dorm.
Can we watch at the Iceplex, or is it closed?
No, absolutely. We have open door. Parents can come and go as much as they want. They can watch. As a matter of fact, we encourage that. I know that the Mitchell skaters and families, they rented a house up in Breezy, and they would have the best time. And the parents were there every day watching the kids' lessons, especially with the guest coach, because they were very interested. And oh yeah, we welcome them.
Thank you. This is exciting. We're excited to have you in Sioux Falls. It's huge.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Okay, so
And-
I think I saw some more questions come in.
Not really. It was just another person talking about, they want to know if we have any more information or if we do anything with the sibling discount to
Oh.
let them know. And then, I just wanted to say too, I think we discussed this, but the Iceplex has Live Barn, correct?
You know what, I don't know. Sam or Crystal, do you know if they have Live Barn?
Yes, I can say yes, we have
Oh.
Live Barn.
Oh,
Yep.
you do, okay. So
So,
so you can watch from home.
And then our, with that being said, if people can't come on Friday, let's say they take advantage of the transportation and they want to watch the performance on Thursday night, or they want to watch Friday from long distance, they can do that. So, all right, any other questions?
So we did record this one. So I know that we had some people that came on a little bit late. So we will download this and then we will put it on the website so that you can go back and refer to it. But there will be more information coming. We just wanted to give you all of the new things that were happening, because like I said, it's not like doing year one, but it is going to be different because we are in a new location. The facility and the manager at the Iceplex have been fabulous. What we're thinking about doing too is right now, what we're going to do is we're using the middle rink and then the one way at the end, not the one where you walk in. I think it's north, south, and middle, right? But so we would be using the middle rink and the far rink at the end. And there is a hockey camp that's going on, but it's not, it's a drop-in hockey camp. It's not where they're staying there for the week. So we're thinking about getting pipe and drape so that like when Philip Mills is there, because he teaches ballet. I don't know if you guys know that, but he was a dancer before he was a skater. And so he's going to be giving ballet classes. And so we thought maybe the kids wouldn't feel so intimidated if you had hockey players running around, so that we had the pipe and drape up so that we could kind of box off that area.
And
So
what website will it be on, Barb?
it'll be on the POP website. It's Pop Skating Camp. No, it's pointofperfectionskating.com. Yeah. Have you been to the website yet, Marion? Because that's where you click.
I think I have been.
Yeah, that's where you click to register.
Okay. Yeah, I've been at the website.
So the two big things that I would like all of you to take away is, please take the time to fill out that registration correctly so that we do not have kids in the wrong group. And I will give you an example. We had a girl that was doing double Lutzes that her mom said she could only do a waltz jump. She came and she said, I think my skater is in the wrong group. And I said, I think so too.
And how many groups are they put into?
There's 4 groups.
Okay.
Four groups.
They go by
So-
levels?
So it goes by levels. And so that first group is working on loop and flip. Okay. Sometimes it gets even lower, toe loop and flip. And then the second group is working on Lutz and axle. Third group is landing axle, working on double sow, double toe. And then fourth group is all doubles, working on all doubles.
I put the pictures up of the Iceplex. We hadn't shown those yet, so.
Yeah, the facility is beautiful. Not that good old Breezy Point wasn't good, but this is kind of a couple notches up. And the bathrooms are so clean.
So these are the dorm bathrooms. Barb didn't talk about those tonight. Last night she did. They are so clean, and there's one bathroom at each end of the hallway. So 2 bathrooms per floor, and they have individual bathroom stalls and individual showers. So it would be probably about 10 people per bathroom. Because it'd be about 5 rooms of 2 people, and then we have to have a 1 to 10 staff ratio for campers. So we'll
Right.
probably have roughly 10 people sharing a bathroom, which is
Right.
not bad at all compared to Breezy.
The question just popped up about male skaters. We do have male skaters that attend the camp, but they are not residents. They are commuters. And last year we had 3 boys. And of the 22 years that we've been doing camp, we did not have boys attend until maybe 5 years ago. Was the first male camper. And they're commuters.
And the biggest part of that is that we don't have male staff, and so we can't have male
Right.
computers. So
Because if we did have, if we had like 10 males that would stay at the dorm, they could have their own floor. And then we would have to hire a male counselor.
which
But
if that's where
we've
we end
never
up,
had that.
yeah.
How many skaters usually come to camp? Or
Well, I can tell you the year we had Gracie Gold, we had 100, which was a little over the top crazy. But I would say the average is 75 to 80. So there's about 20 in a group.
okay,
But sometimes the groups are lopsided because of the abilities.
right.
You know, everybody sits at that axle, learning the axle.
Yeah, you see that at competition. Everybody's at freestyle 4 and nobody's at 5.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Any other questions?
I just wanted to, I put in the chat, I put the address of the Point of Perfection website, and then I put the popskatecamp@gmail.com. That is the best place to send emails about roommates. It's the best place to send emails about jumps if they change, because that one Barb and I coordinate on. If you send it to just Barb, sometimes I don't get the information, and then I have to try to figure out. Barb's really good about sending me stuff, but
Okay.
if you send it to popskatecamp@gmail, I make sure Barb gets the information. So
And remember everyone, especially for those of you that have been coming to camp in previous years, the difference is there's only 2 to a room. 2 to a dorm room, that is it. Not 4.
And if you, like, I just put it in the chat with somebody I was talking to, but if there's a group of skaters that would like to be in the same floor or near each other, that's a really good thing to put in an email. All the Woodbury people would like to be together, or all of these people come from this rink and we'd like to be on the same floor. I'll do my best to do that, but if I don't know it, I can't do it. So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, we are very excited to come to Sioux Falls, and we will be working on the schedule, making it the best possible, and we will be communicating all information either. So the best place to go is on the website or watch for the emails that come through from the popskatecamp@gmail.com. Dawn and I, we pride ourselves on making sure that you're all informed and you know what's going on. But I think that this was enough information to get us going with registration opening up on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
So commuters really don't report until Monday morning then?
Nope, commuters will have to come over to Augustana, and they'll
For
have
orientation.
for orientation.
And what time will that be? Or you don't know yet?
Well, we're thinking maybe 4:30, something like that. But all of that, Marion, will be communicated in a timely manner. Right now, we're just taking each step as we go.
Right. Just so I have an idea what to tell them.
Yeah. We have a question here about will room requests be granted? Absolutely. We talked about that last night, that the roommates sometimes are more important than what they learn on the ice. It's very important who they stay with. So if you request Tilly Tolu, then that's who you're going to stay with. Or if you have a first and a second choice, let's say Tilly's pretty popular and she's been requested by 3 other people, but it's going to be a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle this year because it's only 2 in a room. But yes, we know how important that is. And a question came about last night about ages, the different ages in the dorm rooms. And so if we have a camper that does not request anyone because maybe they don't know anyone that's coming to camp and they're on the younger side, that's when we pair them up by age. Like, we're not going to put an 8-year-old and a 16-year-old together, only if that is a request by a parent. So yes, so the answer to your question is absolutely, because it's really important to the kids.
Barb, will there be a hotel block for commuters?
I have not taken that step, but if you need that, I know for the Sioux Falls competition, I got a room block right there at the, is it the Fairfield? It's the Fairfield, the one you can walk to. And they gave me a really good rate. And so I can absolutely do that. You guys aren't getting a party house?
That's to be determined yet, I think. Ask Sam.
Sam, no party house?
I think it's going to be a little different this year.
Yeah.
We're getting a party house.
Okay, so if you'd like me to check into that, Crystal, I can, if you call me tomorrow, I can share with you what we're getting for, because the Blades in Motion kids are all coming to Sioux Falls. They're all excited about coming to the competition. So, and we're staying at the Fairfield.
That sounds great. I noticed that over in the chat is where the question was
Oh,
about hotel discounts for families.
I didn't see that.
So I would
asked
look
on
into
behalf
that,
of them.
Barb. Yeah, I would look into that, Barb. We can offer it, and if they don't, we can always release the block if people aren't interested in it. But I think that would be a good idea to do the Fairfield right there by the rink if they give us a deal.
Does anybody that's familiar with the area know? I know that on the competition information, there were 2 hotels. There was the Holiday Inn, and then there was the Fairfield. Does anybody know about that Holiday Inn? Where it is? Is that over by the mall, or?
I
I
would
think
think,
it's closer to the airport.
I was going to say it might be on Russell, kind of by the Crooked Pint, kind of by the event center. I
Okay,
would think. So not too far away. There's also another hotel being built by the Fairfield, but I'm not sure when it will be open. I don't know if it'll be open by the summer or not. That's kind of like right by the Blue Rock, the restaurant.
Right, so the
I
Blue,
think that-
yeah, the Fairfield, that's where we're staying for in April, and that's right by the Blue Rock. And
Yep.
there's another one going up?
Yep, because of all the other sports that are out there, they're building another hotel right out on the Sanford campus.
Okay, okay. I'll have
But
to
that-
check that. Well, I can absolutely do that, and I'm sure that they would do a block of rooms, but I don't know how many parents are interested in that.
I
Um,
would say if parents are interested in that, when you do your registration, just shoot us an email to that popskatecamp@gmail. And we can set up the block as long as we do it like a month or two before camp, it'll be fine. So yeah, I would do that. And I also would look into I mentioned to another, I don't know if I put it in the whole group or whatever, but there is an RV park that has like cabin rentals, and there's a couple other resorts like on the outskirts of Sioux Falls that you might be able to get like a weekly rental. So
there you go, Crystal. You can go take your RV.
I'd have to steal one.
the RV has cabins also. Sorry, the park has cabins there.
Hey, Sam, we need to check into that.
Get one of those big rolling turds like on the movie RV.
You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. All right, so I think if there's not any other questions, we really appreciate you being with us, and fingers crossed that we get lots of skaters coming from new areas this year. So we will be in touch.
We're
Thank
excited
you.
about it, Barb. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
bye.
you, Barb.
Good to see you. Bye-bye. Who's Michelle's?
I don't know.
There we go.
Okay, it's you and I now. I had to run to another meeting for show committee, but that was a good meeting.
Yeah, Melissa's still going. I will talk to you later.
Yeah. Okay.